Well, hey, y'all, thank you very much for taking time to come over and visit with me over on Fritz's Cooking again. I'm Fritz, and guys, I reckon it's time for our Friday cook here, guys, our cooking tips and household hints, where I basically get you together to a single recipe. And guys, what I want to do for you tonight is I'm actually going to make you some of the easiest chicken noodle soup there is in the world. And my style here, guys. And what I've got here, guys, I've got 2 chicken breasts that I got at the Costco. And I love these, guys. They actually come 2 to a pack. So what I do is I'll take and I vacuum seal them back, guys. All right, let's get started here. I've got probably about, I don't know, maybe 2-3 tablespoons of butter. I want to go ahead and get down in my hot pot here. All right, guys. Now, what I'm going to actually do, too, is take some of this chicken broth, ready to serve, no MSG added, reduced sodium chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and get that on down in here. And all this butter is doing is just adding like a little extra flavor to it. But how simple is this, guys? I'm here to tell you. And that is a 32-ounce, 2-pound box of the chicken broth. All right, guys. Now, I'm not going to do anything special to my chicken here, guys. All I'm going to do is simply open it up. I kind of thawed it out in the microwave just for a brief second. But what we're going to actually do is get it on down here into the pot, and I guess let it like blanch, if you will. And that's how we're going to rock with that, guys. All right, guys. They're still semi-frozen a little bit, but that'll be fine. But let's go on and get it on down into our pot here. All right. Now all I'm going to simply do is just take and add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of black pepper, and we're just going to let that come up to a boil. And then what I'll do after it's done, I'll simply cut it up a bit. But guys, what I did was I took my root vegetables here. I've got probably about a carrot and 2 stalks of celery that I peeled and a medium onion here, guys. So what I'll do is here in just a minute I'll chop these up and we'll get them on down in there after our chicken is cooked. And that's actually going to add more flavor to that chicken broth as well. Okay, guys, we'll get right back with you. Guys, I'm sorry I said blanch, I meant poach, but I went ahead and got my lid on here and got it going at like a easy boil there. But what I want to do is actually flip my chicken breasts over. This don't take long at all. But the more you simmer it, the more flavors, baby. All right, guys, we've had our chicken rolling out, poaching for about an hour, hour and a half or so. Smells really wonderful. And guys, now we're ready to add our root vegetables. I've got the carrots, the celery, and the onions. Let's go ahead and get them on down in there. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and cut up my chicken breasts here. We got 2 chicken breasts rolling out in there. And we'll go ahead and grab me one out. And Cricket, this is what I like to use like when I'm doing my barbecue. I've got my nitro gloves on and I've got some jersey gloves on, jersey cloth gloves. And I'm here to tell you they work just as good as those expensive barbecue gloves do. And you can really get into something hot. So that's not going to bother me at all. We just took that out of boiling water or boiling broth. And I also like to use my fishing knife, guys. And it's It is a fishing knife, but I bought it for this particular reason, guys. I had that, my real fishing knife in my tackle box. Let's go ahead and cut this up. And that's another thing too, guys. I can get these knives for like $6, and I think they're just as good as those chef knives. If you like it smaller, cut it smaller. Like I was saying, look, I can sit there and I can handle that. It's not bothering me whatsoever. And that's just nitro gloves and jersey gloves, guys. Look at that. Alright guys, I'm going to let that do its thing for another 20 or 30 minutes. And we'll get right back to you. We'll get our noodles into our chicken noodles. Alright guys, it came back up to a rolling boil again. And we're ready to introduce our noodles. Got about 3 cups. Guys, I add a little bit of parsley to it and add just a little bit more broth to it. But let's let it do its thing. And if I need to add more noodles, I will, but I don't want to turn it into a casserole, if you know what I'm saying. But, all right, guys, let's get the lid back on it. I'm going to reduce the heat just a little bit. And our soup should be ready shortly. All right, guys, our pimento cheese grilled sandwich is almost done. We did that on a little bit of Italian bread. But guys, I got to show you this soup. I'm actually going to make this recipe for y'all Friday. I hope y'all come back and take a peek, guys. But it's just plumb full of chicken and egg noodles and broth and carrots and celery and a little bit of parsley and onion. Look at that, guys. And this is probably one of the easiest chicken noodle soups that you'll ever see. And like I said, I'll do that for you Friday. But let me go ahead and get our cheese, our grilled cheese pulled here. Look at that, ain't that luscious? I'm gonna let this cool down just a minute. And we'll get over to the table. And all right, guys, look at there, look at there. Holy cow. All right, guys, we're plated up here, and what I've got is we've got that homemade pimento cheese that I made for y'all, and we grilled it up a little bit. And guys, I got a little bit of chicken noodle soup made for Mom. She ain't been feeling all that well, and hopefully this will hit the spot for her. But anyway, guys, I'm going to show you that recipe come Friday, but I've got to get after this, guys. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? All right, guys, we're going to get right back ready to rock here. Mom's going to try some of her soup. See what you think, Mom.
That really tastes good.
Is it good? Soothing?
Yeah. Homemade.
Six alive, six alive. I'll have to get me a little bit of that. And guys, I put big old chunks of chicken up in it. Tastes homemade, huh? Okay. Oh my goodness. I like how it gets that little fat content level on there. It's not good unless it makes a film. Oh my goodness. Got the chicken, the carrots, the celery, got everything in that bite. Mmm. Mmm.